Pedro from A&P-REACTS. I'm here today here with Mr. G from Arogya to talk about Genesis, out April 23rd on Out of Line Music. How are you doing today?
Hello, yes, hi, I'm Mr. G from Arogya, and we are very happy to be a part of this channel to talk about our upcoming album, Genesis, which will be out on Out of Line Music this April.
Now let's talk about how everything started. So do you see a growth as far as your musicianship, as far as you guys are as musicians, in terms of what you did on the first record and what you have done now on this album?
Yes, see, we started as a Nepali band back in 2013, and here in 2021, we are signed to a German record label with international exposure, and we are very glad to see good reviews from the press as well as a lot of people from different countries coming and sharing our music and reaching to us. So it gives us a sense of pride and fulfillment that a small band from northeastern part of India and getting international recognition. So it's a very big thing for us. And joining Out of Line Music, I think, is a huge accomplishment for us because it has given us the platform to showcase our music to the rest of the world. And from here, I think it's only up and above. For us, it's the dawn of a new beginning.
What inspired the theme on this record, the whole theme of Genesis? Where did that inspiration come from?
Yeah, we chose Genesis because, like I said, it signifies the dawn of a new beginning for Arogya. Because before creating this album, we were a Nepali band doing regional music. But right now, I think this album is a result of a new vision, new direction, a new image for us. So I think even metaphorically, it's a new beginning for us. So that's why we chose the name Genesis, because it's been creation. So now it's a new sound, a new image for us, both visually and musically. And that's why I think the name is very apt.
Almost like a rebirth for you guys.
Yes, it's like a rebirth.
How do you guys as a band approach the creation of the record from a creative aspect? Do you guys have roles where, you do one thing, the other guy does another thing, the other person does another thing, or do you kind of, how do you work as a team in order to create an album like Genesis?
Yes, as a band, we believe in working collectively, and our vocalist, Mr. Ray, he comes with the basic structure of the songs. And so he comes with the basic structure, and all the musicians, we sit and we craft it and blend it and give it a new meaning. So it's a very vigorous process where all the band members, we come together and refine the songs. And we believe in doing hard work, and we spend a lot of time in making the songs. So it's a collective effort from each and every member.
So it's not like one person does one thing. Everybody brings something to the table, and then all of you together work on them in order to get the final results that you have on the record.
Yes, it's a collective effort from all the members in the band.
What was the most challenging aspect of this new record, Genesis?
Yeah, the entire new album was a challenge because of a lot of things. For example, there were some political issues in our state of Assam because of it, there was a lockdown. Yeah, and this was prior to the pandemic. We had a lockdown in our state, and there was only internet, and we had deadlines to complete this album. So that got delayed. We were not being able to come out of our houses. So I remember taking a bicycle and just riding 20, 30 kilometers just to get the files from a drummer. And so that was one challenge. And as you know, the whole global pandemic was another challenge. So because of which, everything got delayed. We had our own targets. We have to give those files from mix and master to Chris from Lord of the Lost. And he was asking for the files, but because of all this lockdown and all other issues, we're not being able to deliver it. And then there were some technical flaws as well. For example, we had to upload the entire album on Dropbox, and suddenly one morning we see the files are missing from Dropbox, and again we had to re-upload it because it was the first time for all these things. It's a great learning for us. But we are very happy collectively. Everything came out very good.
Considering all the challenges and considering a lot of the new things you guys have to encounter, the album turned out amazing. So I'm sure you guys are really happy with all the hard work that you went into making this record. One of the questions I want to ask you about the album itself is how fluid and how dynamic the record is. How much of the structure of the order of the songs plays a role in your mind on how dynamic and how fluid this album sounds to the listener?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, I think it's a very dynamic record, and I think the entire song structure plays very well in this record. And yeah, can you hear me? Huh. So you can say this the entire arrangement of songs. So you'll get some elements of dark rock, and which will give a very nostalgia of the 80s. And there also you've got some modern metal elements as well. And in some cases, I think you also get some fine pinch of dark pop from the future. So yes, it's everything is really nice and it fits well in the entire soundscape of the album.
Do you feel like this album, as far as the soundscape is concerned, is there one element that has the biggest impact on the overall experience, or is this an album that really lives off of combination of different pieces?
Yeah, it's a combination of different pieces, but also you can see there are very good vocal melodies in the album. Also, that stands out, and also there are very good hook parts. But overall, it's the entire blend of synth, guitars, vocals that collectively brings out the best in the album. Like I said, there are very different elements. You get some elements from the 80s, some modern metal, also some dark pop. I think this makes us stand out and makes it a very unique album.
Do you feel that in some cases the guitars are a little bit hidden in the overall soundscape of the album, or are you happy with the sound that you're getting out of the guitars on this record?
Well, no, we are very happy with the guitar sounds. I think the guitar sound fits perfectly in the entire album. And this album has got very good guitar movements as well. For example, for songs like Throne, you get very good guitar solos, and also the first song like Sky Afar. So this song has a lot of good guitar melodies and solos. So I think yeah, guitar fits well in the entire song structure. It fits well in our sound.
I know you mentioned already that you had some challenges in putting this record together with the lockdowns and everything like that. Was that the most stressful part of creating this record, or is there something that jumps out in your mind as perhaps being the most difficult part, that specifically for you, not necessarily for the band, but specifically for you, as the most difficult piece to wrap your head around when making this album?
I think the most difficult is the answer itself is lies in the year 2020. It was very difficult personally for everyone as well because a lot of the post-production process were carried out in during that time. And yes, I think this whole pandemic was a major challenge because of we were not being able to get out of our houses, and the whole scenario was very dull, and things got delayed. We weren't sure about what's going to happen tomorrow, how long we're going to stay inside. So it really, did affect our album as well. But I'm glad, things got better with time, and finally we made it, and album is finally out. So at one point of a time, it was like a distant dream for us. We're not even sure when we're gonna come out with this album, but right now we are very very happy that things finally, is approaching. And
Yeah,
album
the date is at the around the corner. You can see the date in a close distance.
yes, yeah,
What do
we're
you
very happy and excited.
what do you hope that listeners take away from this record? Perhaps listeners that never heard the band before. What is your hope that they walk away with from this album?
So musically, like I said, it's a very diverse record. So they'll get good vocal melodies with good dark ambience, with good guitars, with catchy hooks. So I think it's gonna, really pumped up the listeners, and it's a very fresh sound that we are bringing out in the table. And also, I would like to pinpoint on the lyrical aspect as well. because we mostly write songs about love, pain, spirituality, and the attempt to escape your inner darkness. So, like you said, Arogya, the entire meaning is it's a Sanskrit word, is to heal. So I believe this, our album will help people to, to heal, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And this will give the listeners a hope that things do get better, and we just have to wait and be positive. So it has a message as well. And I think musically also, everyone will really love the record because it's a very diverse record. And we are very sure we have given our 100% to it. And I'm very happy, hopeful that listeners will love it as well.
This is a very important question for me because I think it comes across in your music, and I think it's an important aspect for you. But I wanted to ask you how important it is, your background, where you guys are from, the part of the world are you living in, and how much of an impact does that have on your music?
Yes, see, we are from a country which is world renowned for Bollywood music as well as Indian classical music. So heavy metal is still a very niche. Only very less of the audience does it. They listen to it and they play it. So yes, it really means a lot. Doing something different. And of course, because of the entire uh, development of internet and streaming services, now we can listen to a lot of new genres like hip hop and others are coming in the country. But yes, heavy metal is still a very small segment, and we specifically coming from the northeastern parts of the country, not the mainstream India. So it really makes us happy that we've been able to release some music outside of our country, and we're attracting audience who shares a similar taste in music like what we do. Like I personally have grown up listening to a lot of bands like Amorphous. I love music from Finland. I love listening to Winter Sun. I love listening to Dark Tranquility. In fact, I know I've seen audio reviews as well. So listen, so yeah, so that those music and those influences you don't get to see in our country. So of course, so it's very limited. So and that's a good side of it as well. That yes, heavy metal is coming to India. All this melodic metal, melodic heavy metal, death metal. There is a market for it, and slowly, I think with time, I can hope for bigger venues, bigger gigs to come to our country as well.
One last question for you. Do you feel like if your band, if you guys were in Germany, for example, versus being in India, would that make your life as musicians easier because there would be more doors, more opportunities for you, or you are happy being where you are, and the difficulties that you go through will make you guys a much stronger band?
To I haven't visited Germany and Europe, so I don't know much about it. But I think yes, we are very happy where we are right now. We want to, I guess, whatever happens for a reason, right? So I
Mhm.
think the best is we really love, struggling from this part of the country, from India, and yet taking it as a platform to make music and reach to a larger audience. I think we're happy being in India, and that is something very proud of as well.
Well, it was an absolute pleasure to have you on the channel to talk to you about the upcoming album. I want to congratulate you on the work, pass on the message to the rest of the guys in the band. You guys did a phenomenal job. I really enjoyed the album. I really enjoyed talking to you today. All the best. The album is out on Out of Line Music, April 23rd, Genesis. Go pick it up. This is a real fun record to listen to. I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, A&P, for having us out here. And yes, and to all the listeners, do check us. The new album is on all streaming platforms as well as in the Out of Line Music website. Cheers. And like I said, it's the dawn of a new beginning. Thank you
Thank
and
you.
namaste.
Thank you.